Okay guys, this is the hydraulic pump that's going to be going on the RV that belongs to Mom and Fernando. All right, and I showed this in a previous video, but now we're going to actually get started on it right here. And I'm probably going to run through the, I'm going to have minimal video on this. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to make a part, might give you some highlights of this, and then I want to show you once it's done how it's all going to fit together. So what I'm doing is I'm adapting this motor here that come off of a different hydraulic pump onto the original hydraulic pump, which is this guy right here. This is just the where all the oil, where the vessel is. There's a tube that goes on, it gets bolted on from this rod. So this side is just a tube that holds the oil. You can see the pickup right there. What I'm going to do is make an adapter, and I found this piece of aluminum under the shelf right here. So this is going to get machined into the adapter that I need. I'm making my dimensions right there. That's basically what it's going to look like. One side's going to have a male register that will fit into this register right here. That was originally where the other motor, this guy right here, bolted into, just like so. All right, and then you had two through bolts that held it in. So I'm going to make a male register on one side that's going to fit this just like the tube. We're going to use these two holes, and it's going to be counterbored so that the adapter bolts onto this. Okay, and then the back side, so this side is actually going to be machined with the proper registers for this motor right here. They've got two of them on there. I don't know why, but so I'm going to match it up to this guy right here. And then you'll have two holes drilled and tapped on this side there so that this motor will bolt in. I just need to be sure about where to clock this for the, the solenoid to be out of the way. I've got to verify that, but that's we can figure that out once Fernando lets me know. Center of it, I'm planning on using probably this oil light bushing right here, 7/8 OD, 3/4 ID. So this bushing is going to be sitting inside there. This is going to be 1/2 inch wide, and that'll be pressed into there. All right, so we're going to mimic the end of the electric motor shaft right there. So I'm going to have to machine one that looks like that, just the end of the shaft. So that will be up inside there. Okay, and then it's going to come through. I'm going to have the bushing out here to help support it on the outer end, and then it's going to be machined on the back side to register on this shaft right here. So the back side of the shaft will look like this guy right here. That will be slotted so that it'll fit in that slot right there, and then that's the purpose of the bushing inside the adapter plate, so that it will hold everything center on this slot right there. Okay, so hopefully that all made sense to you, and I'm going to go ahead and start getting this done. I'm wanting to try to get this done quickly for them, because Fernando is wanting to get this fixed so that they can go on a trip with us very soon. So this is important to me to get done so I can help them get back on the road. Actually, I just read Fernando's text. He says that these studs here on the motor need to be horizontal in relation to the valve body. So valve body is going to sit here. So this is how it's going to mount up, is like that. So the two studs to either side. The solenoid can be moved. I wasn't even thinking, that's on a band there, so that can be moved around. So we're going to mount it so that it sits on there like this right here. right, there's our register fit. I haven't chamfered or anything yet. I just wanted to do the test fit here and show you. We got it, I'll get it lined up. There we go. All right, see, we got it lined up right there on that register. So one side is almost done. We'll finish chamfering out that side, give it a little polish, and then flip it around. You see, that's why I chucked it that way, because I want to be able to chuck on the OD that's going to be finished there, and then be able to face off the extra on the back side, and then do the counter bores on the other side. There's 2 steps on this motor. I just machined it to fit the small one so far. And we've got one more to do, so it'll fit all the way down onto this 2-bolt flange face. There's our opposite side counterboard. This is our motor right there, so that's the flange that's going to mate up to it, our register. Alright, we got a good fit there. I tried to give it everything, nice tight tolerances so that everything would be center. The shafts would be running nice and true on center. So lathe work is pretty much done. I'm going to give that side just a little polish with some Scotch-Brite and ready to come out of the lathe. Yeah, that's going to clear right there, so that'll work. All right. Well, and I'm going to go ahead and give it its clearance now. The next size up. All right, we'll come down here and do the same thing on this one. All right, I think we're done. There we go. Well, unfortunately, I lost the audio in the next several clips here, so I guess I have no other choice but to try to talk you through what you're going to be looking at here. So at this point, I think what I'm pointing out, because I can't remember everything that I said to you in the actual video, but we're going to be machining the bushing that goes in that adapter plate there and pressing a bushing in. And so right here, we're just doing a test fit on it to make sure that it bolts up to the pump housing there properly. Every now and then I run into these audio issues, and I am using what would be considered a very old GoPro now for most of my shots. And as you're watching this, hopefully by this time I'm going to have upgraded to a new camera. I've been using the old Hero 4 for a long time, but I always plug it into a Rode micrometer. A Rode mic is what I use for the audio there. But I am going to go ahead and retire that camera very soon. I want to get a new GoPro 8 and start using that with the mic for the shop footage there. And hopefully that will help correct some of these audio issues that we've been having with some of our clips. They just kind of randomly don't record audio sometimes. I don't know why that is, but you probably don't mind me talking through some of this stuff, but I think it's easier to just talk you through what I'm doing at the moment whenever I'm filming it versus coming back and having to rewatch everything and remember what it is I said to you in the video. But we're doing a test fit of the pump motor right here and making sure everything is fitting up just like it should. And I believe at this point I have not machined the shaft for it yet. That's going to be coming up real soon. But we've got a great fit on the adapter plate and the motor. So now we're over at the Greenard arbor press, and I've got that little oil light bushing that we're just going to press in there. And I give that a very light press fit. I think I give it like 1/1000th interference fit, which is a nice fit for that. So it'll go in there nice and smooth, just like you see there. And we got a good looking fit. So let's move on to our shaft now. I've been working on a sketch for the shaft that I'm going to make now. This is a drop piece that I've had on the shelf, and funny enough, this piece is actually the exact length as what I'm drawing my my shaft to, but I don't know if this length here, see I left it blank. I'm just doing some really quick rough measurements, and what I can do is machine this side here that's going to fit inside the pump, and then adjust my end length this way accordingly. But in my mind I know that I want to make this 1 inch wide, and so that's actually the length that I need right there, which is 3 5/16 with just a shade over for facing the end. So I just thought that was kind of funny. So I need something smaller than that, but this is what I got. So I'm going to start turning on this, and I believe what I want to do is machine this and then heat treat it in the oven, and then temper it, and then final machine it. So after we temper it, I'll actually go back to the lathe and machine it to our final dimensions so that we got some good surfaces there. And I think we'll have it. I think we'll have a shaft. So like I said, one end's going to be like this right here with those flats machined on it so that it fits up inside there. And then we've got our 3/4 journal, which is the largest. That's to fit in this bushing right here. All right, and then the outer end is just going to be 2 flats milled on the 3/4 end, which will be like this. And the 3/4 diameter will fit in here easily. You see it fits that shaft right there. All right. So that's it. I'm going to get started making this shaft now. And back to some more non-audio. So I didn't get any footage of me turning that shaft, but what I was talking about there is I turned everything oversized, and the plan is to heat treat it. So here I've got one of those stainless foil pouches that we're going to use it for heat treating. The match is going to go in there, a little trick that I learned from Stan. Put a match in there, and then once it gets up to a certain temp, the match ignites and helps burn off any oxygen left into the foil pouch. Fold it over 3 times as per the instructions, and I'm just using some linesman plier there to kind of pinch the seam there completely shut, and that seemed to work pretty good for that. So we're going to go into the oven, and I've been using 1600 degrees as a target temperature for heat treating 4140. And it seems to be doing pretty good. I'm getting a little bit better each time. You know, heat treating is something new to me, but we're making some progress on it. I wanted to test the hardness while we're waiting on the oven to cool down there. And in that spot, we're running 54 Rockwell C. That's looking good. That was what I was hoping for. So it looks like we're getting a little better result this time around. I'll check in a couple more spots and kind of compare and, you know, see about where it's at, but I'm liking that. Moved it down just a little bit, a little further towards the end, and getting 52 on that reading right there. And I actually checked it here in the center as well, and getting right around the same reading as that, about 52. So we're looking good. I'm glad to see the 50s here on this shaft. I'm doing a check of the Rockwell hardness. This is after we tempered it. I wire brushed it, and it's showing that on that end there we're at almost 45, so about between 44 and 45 on the scale. I'll give it a check in both other journals and compare it and see where we're at. Center journal is showing 47 and a half. All right, we'll check the outer one and see where that's at. All right, our last journal right there showing 47 on the scale, C scale. So it's pretty consistent between 44 and 47 Rockwell. I think that's going to be pretty good. You see we got a little bit of warpage from the heat treating, but I left everything a little oversized so we can clean it up. I had to get out one of my adjustable reamers right here because the bushing inside the adapter here, I couldn't get the shaft to fit. I've got my shaft turned to what I thought was supposed to be, and I had to do a little bit of hand reaming, and I got it to fit nice now. And there's a couple points in there where it was getting tight, but I haven't really shown these, I think, but maybe a couple of times, so you can adjust the size. It has a size range, and I adjusted it to where it just going through there and cleaning up those high spots in the bore. Got it reamed, and our shaft is fitting just like it's supposed to now. Using a carbide end mill there, we're going to get our 2 flats milled. Just doing a test fit there while it's still in the collet block. It works. Fits. Oh yeah. All right. Nice. Okay, so that side is finished now. We'll take it out of the collet block, do some measuring, and see what we need to do about the other side if we're gonna have to face anything off, and then we'll have to do the same thing on the other end, is mill a slot on the end there as well, or flat, to drive our motor right there on that end. Now that we got our stub in here fitting the way we need, I can take some accurate measurements from inside this face here, and it's actually a lot longer than what I had first thought it needed to be. So we've got approximately 3/8 of an inch that I need to face off the end of this right there, because we need, from this interface here where the bushing is out, we need to be a 1/2 inch. All right, so right now we're at 7/8, so need to face 3/8 of an inch off, and then we can mill our slot and everything should bolt right in there. All right, there's our 1/4 inch wide flat there. Just got to do some deburring, but I wanted to just go ahead and check it against the slot there. Looks like I got a great fit on it too. The slot was actually measuring 0.255 on the width there. So yeah, we got a nice close fit on that. I think that's going to be done. I just want to deburr it, and we'll check everything, see if everything mounts together right. All right, we're going to do a assembly here and see if everything goes together, or if I'm going to have to tweak this in here a little bit, but I think it's where it needs to be. And I love having my little Scotch-Brite wheel over there on the ready. I was able to quickly and easily deburr those sharp edges right there without having to fuss with little files. So we've got our drive shaft for that side there. All right, and then we got our adapter plate to put on. Come on, get through there. There we go. All right. Go ahead and get this guy just lightly pulled up. All right, got it pulled up there square. Look at that. All right, now we need to see if our motor will fit on there. Okay, so we wanted, let's just try to orientate it. Yeah, that one's hard to turn. Let me get that other one. Yeah, there we go. You can use that to turn it around. I'm going to see if I can line everything kind of like straight up and down. Keep going too far. That's about up and down right there. We'll go ahead and line that one up and down. Let's see if it goes together there. Look at that. That should be it. That should be it. I'll go ahead and get a couple bolts in here to hold it in place. But that worked. That went right in there. I know it wasn't pushing on it on the face because it wouldn't have went all the way up to the flange right there. So I know we're good. Matter of fact, after I had faced it off and I took a measurement, it looked like it was the tang of the shaft was going to hit the back of the motor shaft. So I took another 0.010 off of it for clearance, and I think we're there. So I think that's a wrap. I think this is done. Very cool. Just had to bolt the cylinder back on the back end right here, but I think we're ready to go. And I'll tell Fernando that this thing is. I'll take a couple pictures of it and show Fernando this thing is ready to go, and he can start his work putting it back on the camper. He can take this block right here and bolt the solenoid and everything right back onto this. And then all he's got to do from there is fill it with oil, plug the wires in, and then start priming it, and hopefully this is going to work. So that is sweet, man. I'm really glad this worked out. I thought it was going to be a little bit more tricky of a project to do, but once I started wrapping my mind around what I had to work with, which is this piece, and then the sample over there that this motor bolted to, the housing, I was able to measure it. Everything started kind of making sense and coming together for me. This is the hydraulic unit that was salvaged. He's got two of these that are kind of like identical, and this is a more modern hydraulic pump system that you find on today's equipment. You might find this on a log splitter, maybe a man lift, just anything that's got some kind of hydraulic actuator on it, maybe even like a dump trailer, something like that. So he had verified that the motor that we used, it went right here, that this was a standard commercially available motor for this unit right here. And he had asked about, well, what he had looked at was possibly trying to take this block off right here, all this solenoid here, and mount it on the existing pump, but the hole pattern is different. is a different hole pattern. And you see all this is still hooked up on the RV, and he was trying to eliminate having to disconnect all this stuff and then just be able to bolt it right back on there. So that's why he wanted to just try to utilize the existing pump and the vessel here. It's all mated into one, you know, and then modify it so that accept the motor there. So that's what we've done. Taken the motor off of that and then adapted it to this pump right here, and it all worked out pretty good. So he is ready to go. All right, guys, that's the end for this project. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one. All right. So we're out here at the RV park in Carabel, Florida, and this is Mom and Fernando's RV, you know, motorhome. And I wanted to take the opportunity to show you guys the hydraulic pump actually installed and working on the motorhome here. I actually did not realize that it was mounted right there in the front. I figured it was, you know, up underneath the camper somewhere out where you couldn't see it. But whenever I came over yesterday and saw them, I noticed the pump right there. So I asked Fernando, could I come over and get a little quick video to show you guys, you know, how it's installed and that it's actually working. It's doing a good job and doing exactly what he wanted it to do. So the motor, the adapter that I made worked, it all installed. He said the hardest part was actually getting the valve body bolted back onto it, but it's actually working real good. I might be able to get him to fire it up and, you know, show it running, but it's doing its job. He's going to come out in just a second and open up the hood here so that we can see it, but that's it right there. You probably remember that from the video. That's the vessel for the fluid, and then that's the new motor that we put on it, and you can see the valve body on the top there. So we'll get a little better shot here in just a minute. But this is their RV, and they love it. He enjoys using it. They both love it, and it does a good job for them. Every now and then, you know, they have something that they have to tweak on it or repair, but he's good at that kind of stuff. I think he's getting ready to come out and show it to us.
Okay, hold up. I gotta move this in.
That's your bike rack, looks like.
Yeah, and I'm gonna build a modifier for it. I done figured it out.
Build a modifier for it. What's that?
I was gonna for the kayak.
Oh.
See how that thing pivots right there?
Yeah.
This is on the back.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a post extender to put here with a, you know, a T on it.
To hold the kayak.
And the kayak will be.
Oh yeah, and that'll be on the back as well.
Of the Jeep. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yeah.
can pivot it, see, and then push the kayak right on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they haul this is their little Jeep Liberty that they pull behind the camper as well. I don't remember if I showed it before. These little pins right here.
Yep.
These are some pins that I made right there on one of them SNS episodes a while back.
I got a spare with my feet shaped.
Oh, that's right. I did make you an extra.
You sure did.
So the pump is doing what you was hoping it was going to do.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, here you go.
And you see it it's underneath the
Yeah.
that valve body.
Right. Well, you know, I showed all this in the video. You know, we saw the tank there and the you know, the pump and then the motor.
Yep.
But so that's the valve body.
Yep.
And this was one of the reasons why Fernando didn't want to have to replace this whole thing, because of all that right there. I mean, that would have been a big job to have to completely redo that for a different style of pump.
Oh yeah.
So the whole purpose was to try to put this unit right back in there, but with just a different motor mounted on it. So it's doing the job, huh?
It is. It is. I'm fixing to fire it up, as a matter of fact.
All right, fire it up, and I'll video it running.
You got that shot through there, didn't you?
Yeah, I already went right through here before you came out, seeing it
Okay.
through the grill. You don't have them down right now, do you?
I do not. I'm fixing it. You can see a leg right here. There's one on each corner. And then
Okay.
two back there and two right here.
Yep. And then one of those is the cylinder that I fixed before.
That's the exact
Yeah.
cylinder right there.
This is the one? Okay,
Yeah.
well there you go. That welded cylinder that I repaired.
Absolutely.
That's it right there.
Yep.
We'll see him fired up and yep. There you go. I think he's got it like on an auto leveling system right now. I don't know which ones he's working on. Oh, there you go. Yeah. It's doing the other side. It's leveling it out. Very cool. Yeah. What's that?
You want a beer?
Not right now. I've got some over there. Okay. Mom over here trying to get me to drink a beer while we're filming.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
She's enjoying her Keystone. Yeah. It's still doing the leveling thing, so yep. So that's it. You guys never get to see anything that I machined that goes out of the shop that's actually put out in use out in the field. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to be able to show you that pump mounted up, you know, it working, and even the bonus there was seeing the cylinder that I repaired there on the front. So very cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I had a good time sharing it with you. So hydraulic pump fixed, and get them back on the road. Mom's helping us do lunch today. What are you making?
Hooter wings.
Hooter wings. Okay, well, let's check this out. She's got her little fryer going. So we went up to the grocery store and got us some wings. So this is, you said this is the Hooters, like breading?
Yeah, the breading and the sauce.
Hooters breading. Oh, there it is right there. So we got the Hooters wing sauce and the Hooters breading. She's done these a few times for her siblings and other family members, and they all love them, right?
They do.
We got Alex here too.
Yeah, she did those a week or two ago, and they are delicious. I ate myself sick.
Hooters wings was always one of my favorites, man, growing up.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to trying them there. All right, so, and then I've got over there behind me, that's our camper right over there. I got the pit barrel going with some corn. So we're gonna have Hooters wings, smoked corn from the pit barrel, and some salad. So that's what's gonna be for lunch today. We'll give you a shot what they look like whenever we taste test them.
Okay.